Hey everyone, and welcome to the latest Eagle Eye podcast with Roob and Frank. I'm Dave Zangaro. The coaching carousel. I can tell you, Jonathan Gannon is in Mobile with the Eagles, and we'll see if he ends up leaving here as the Texans head coach. Haven't heard anything. It seems like that job is going to come down to him or McCown. I don't know. I don't know who they're going to pick there. It's a weird thing. I mean, neither of them really have the thickest resumes.
No, that's true. I mean, Josh McCown's never been a coach. I mean, he's never
Hey, he coached high school.
coached his kids' high school. In Texas. But and then his kid transferred out of the school. But it's kind of weird. I mean, I think he's a very smart guy. Josh is, but gosh, I mean, well, Doug Peterson coached high school football before, and he won a Super Bowl. So who knows?
There were some steps in between.
there was about 10 years of steps. That would be a strange hire. But I know he's very close to all those guys. And I think McCown's going to get it.
Yeah. But when you're talking about the two finalists, and this is kind of leads to it, I haven't had a chance to really read through the Brian Flores lawsuit yet. But you look at the Houston Texans deciding between Josh McCown and Jonathan Gannon, and you go, well, I mean, I get it. What are we doing here? A guy like Brian Flores can't get hired, gets fired in Miami. It's amazing to me that he's going to these lengths to this could end his career.
Yeah.
So I give him kudos for putting his neck out there and doing what he thinks is right. Now, I can't speak too much about the specifics of the lawsuit. It happened while I'm at Senior Bowl practice. There was like a murmur goes through the crowd. You see this, you see this, you see this, but some pretty crazy stuff in there. The Belichick text right at the top of the list.
Yeah, I have to catch up on all the details. I kind of skimmed the story, but I mean, there's some pretty damning stuff. And I mean, he raises some good points. And, the NFL has this Rooney rule where teams have to interview a minority, for a head coaching job. And you end up with these token interviews. And, even the guys that get hired, like David Culley gets 1 year and he's gone. Flores, I mean, they won 8 straight games and he gets fired. It just seems like the bar is a lot higher. Like if Flores was the Bengals coach and had the first couple of years that Zach Taylor had, does he survive? I don't know. It seems like African American coaches aren't getting not only not getting the same opportunities, but when they do get the opportunities, I don't know if they're getting the chance to stay as long. I don't have stats to back that up. It's just kind of a sense I get. I would have to look deeper into that, but
and it's the problem with a lawsuit like this. It's tough to prove.
Oh, and he's not going to win anything, but I think what it does is raise awareness, and maybe he will. Maybe hopefully it opens some eyes. But you're right, and I like Jonathan Gannon. I think he will be a good head coach one day. But I mean, he's not qualified. Like you said, what's Josh McCown's resume? Like, I coached high school football on Fridays. I mean, he didn't even coach during the week. He flew home from Philly after walkthrough on Friday. He probably coached Saturday. So I mean, these guys, and if Gannon and McCown are your two finalists, that certainly does not speak well for the process.
Yeah. The other two Eagles tidbits I wanted to mention, Brian Johnson was looked at for the Packers OC job, didn't get it, so it looks like he'll stay with the Eagles. The only one we don't know about, I believe, is Kevin Patullo, possibility to be the OC in Chicago. That still might be on the table, so we'll see what happens there. But, not that it wouldn't be a loss for the Eagles, but they have some other guys in that building who could probably fill in if he gets hired away. So that's the latest on the jobs. We'll see. It'll be fun to see. It's this hiring process is so late. I can't believe we're in Mobile and all this is like not firmed up yet. You
And
think
Doug
about it,
Peterson,
like
second
yeah.
interview with the Jaguars. We should mention that as well.
Oh yeah, and he interviewed with the Saints.
And interview with the Saints. One other interesting tidbit that I saw: Mike Kafka, the former Eagle quarterback, who's been he's Pat Mahomes' position coach, and he's the heir apparent to Eric Bieniemy. The whole idea was that when Bieniemy got a head coaching job, there's another one, that Kafka would be the OC. He's interviewing with the Giants for their offensive coordinator job.
Okay.
So Mike was a bright guy, really bright mind.
Northwestern?
He did go to Northwestern. Yeah. Yeah. So he's got to interview with the Giants. So that's I guess he's like, well, Eric's never going to get hired. I'm stuck here. So I think, was he ever on Andy's staff here? I think he might have been like a quality control.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because I think he's going to be a head coach one day. I think Mike will. But it's crazy. It's February and there's all these. I think how many of the jobs are still open? 5 out of the 9.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's weird for me is like all these teams are scouting right now for the draft. It's like, well, how do you know what your systems are going to be?
Yeah.
Even like the Eagles, there's right now they're looking at these players on defense. And they think Jonathan Gannon is going to be the defensive coordinator. But if he gets hired, like it makes you wonder if it wouldn't entice them to promote someone from within instead of hiring outside because you're already like into this process now.
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's an interesting thing to ask. Ask Nick when we talk to him, depending on what happens. Yeah.
You got anything else?
No. Enjoy your time. How's the nightlife in Mobile?
It's all right. I gotta get some dinner. I forgot to eat today, and I'm about to fall over right now.
That's like vintage Dave Zangaro. He forgot to eat because he was so busy like watching, tight ends from like Division III schools.
Yeah, though they had a concession stand at
the stadium. Really looks good. What's that?
They had a concession stand at the stadium, but it was like stadium prices, and I was like, I'll wait. Well, I don't want a hot dog. Should have gotten the hot dog. That's the lesson today, to get the hot dog. All right. If you enjoy the Eagle Eye podcast, please rate and subscribe wherever you get your pods. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the like button and subscribe there as well. That's it. We'll talk to you later in the week. For Roob, I'm Dave. This has been Eagle Eye. We'll talk to you soon.